I don't really have a topic. This is kind of Logan's, but we'll go with it. Because I like it too.
I mean, it's a decent topic.
Yeah, about the horror genre in video games, because Metroid Dread just came out, which has some horror themes to it. Yes. That's kind of... It's origins for Metroid, but just with the Nintendo spin on it, so it's not quite super horror.
Yeah.
But just your thoughts on horror games in general, what you think about them. Do you like them or not? You know, what different things you like to hate about them, favorites, that kind of stuff.
So, I get people really mad at me when I say my opinion on this. Because, here's the thing. I mean, we've watched movies together, and you've had horror movies up, and you know I laugh through horror movies.
No, I haven't really. I don't really watch horror movies, so.
Well, all right. So it's
thrillers,
sure, yeah. But I laugh my way through them, and same with horror games. I've tried playing them every single time. Every single time, they don't scare me. I just laugh. I think it's funny because the logic half the time is never there. It's like, why wouldn't you just walk out the door to go outside? Instead, you're walking through a hallway where
you don't play the right games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've played...
You say that about logic, you play all these other stupid games. Sea of Thieves, where's the logic in putting yourself in a dang cannon?
Hey, that's works. Okay. No, but anyways. So, it's one of those things. I have streamed...
You protest a little too much.
No, I'm trying to think of what the series is. Really popular horror game.
Resident Evil?
No, I have it on Steam. I could look, but I forget the name of it. There's 1 and 2, I believe.
Oh, Silent Hill?
Not so. There's more than that.
Oh. Yeah.
That's probably the pinnacle of my horror.
That's actually, I would agree.
Games. So.
I honestly don't remember, but that's irrelevant, I guess. It's like one of the most popular horror franchises, as far as I
like
know.
Amnesia.
Yes,
that's
Amnesia.
I think that's it. Yeah, Amnesia.
The Dark Descent, and
yes, I have tried playing that. And I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, this isn't really all that fun, but it's funny to me. Like, the jump scares just make me laugh. I don't know. So, for me, playing horror games, it does nothing.
Jump scares aren't horror games to me.
No.
But
that's not real
But
horror.
you get what I'm saying. Like, it just... When I stream them, I don't know if it's because I'm looking at it more from a entertainment standpoint, or if that's just... I mean, because even haunted houses...
Well, I think haunted houses are stupid.
I still love that clip of Logan.
That's not horror.
They're all about jump scares. That's horror, not horror.
Even though it's like I walk through, and when they jump out, I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, like they don't get me to jump.
Sure.
They make me laugh, and I don't know why. There's something in my brain that's just like for whatever reason, knowing that it's not something that's actually going to harm me or hurt me or anything like that.
I also feel you're not one to get like engrossed in a video game. To resonate with a character or a story and stuff. I don't think that's quite you. You're just there to have fun and enjoy, the mechanics and
I'd agree with that.
Multiplayer and just enjoy the game for what it is. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like you play the sorts of games like Sea of Thieves, go raid some other ships or whatever with friends. That's fun, right? But you're not quite one to like, I don't know, see yourself in a story-driven RPG or something, like a Final Fantasy or something, and like just latch onto a character, and that character means something to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm more of that type of person.
Same. Yeah.
So that's why stuff more times not just necessarily horror, but like games and like events and games mean more to me.
Yeah.
Because I see myself in the person, or I'm attached to that person or that theme.
I mean, there's definitely games where I get engrossed in the story and I really enjoy it for what it is, but for whatever reason, when it comes to horror games, I just I haven't found one yet, and maybe you guys can recommend one. It's like the game, what's the name of it, where you're in the insane asylum with the video camera? Outlast, that's it. I thought that was the stupidest thing ever, because I'm like, why doesn't this guy just even try to punch them back? Like, that's not even a mechanic almost. It's like,
that's the point. You
I
have to
know,
run. That's
but
why it's scary.
In my mind, it's just stupid, because I'm like, I would, one, either shoot these people, or two, I'd fight them back.
Yeah.
It's like not having that mechanic in the game.
You would also, if you were in that situation, you would die.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm not saying I would live, but at the same time, it's just, I think of it more, I guess, in those games, and I know you're going to be like, well, Sea of Thieves isn't realistic like you just did. I think of it more as like a realistic standpoint, I guess, in the sense of...
You can't.
I know you can't, but in my mind, that's just how it works.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh every single time. I've never once thought a scary game
You have a really poor sense of the willing suspension of disbelief, don't you?
No.
Yes, you clearly do. Yeah, that's obvious. No, I actually enjoy some horror games, but it depends on if they're actually horror games or they're just stupid jump scare games.
Yeah.
Like he was just describing.
Oh gosh, it was like the 2010s, like early, where horror game like or YouTubers.
Yes.
They played like the indie horror games all the time were the big thing.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
That's what he started
Markiplier,
out.
PewDiePie,
Yeah.
you know, all those kinds of YouTubers.
Well, because like they were playing games like
Stupid,
Slender
hate it.
and
It was terrible. Like
They played Outlast, like
Yeah.
Amnesia. I mean, that's the one that got PewDiePie
just
big.
overreacted, crazy, like jump scare, like reactions. Like that's stupid.
See,
That's
I think the overreacting is one thing, but I mean, you got to think as well. They're doing it not only for the gameplay element, but like for entertainment value.
I know.
As well.
Yeah.
I understand.
You know,
I
so-
still think it's dumb.
Well, I'm not
because
saying
it's not
it's
real and natural.
Well, yes, I mean it's not real, but at the same time, like from the entertainment standpoint, I get it.
Yeah.
I get
Sure,
the
I
slight
get it.
overreactions.
That
You
doesn't
know,
mean
but
it's good.
well,
but
I mean, that's true. But I understand that side
like
of things more.
that kind of thing where jump scares is the only, like that's just instinct. That's reaction. That's not scary.
Yeah.
Scary is atmosphere and story and
Yes.
ambiance and just legitimate things. Well, that's creepy. That's messed up.
See, maybe that's my
horror.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my issue though too. Is whenever I play video games, I very rarely play games off of stream. I mean, it never happens. If I'm playing a game, I'm streaming it. You know, it's just that's my time.
Well, that's what you do.
It's 8 hours a night. You know, 6 to 8 hours a night. I sit down in that chair and I play for 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever. I don't want to play games off stream really, unless it's very, very few and far between, right?
That's when you're actually going to get your enjoyment.
And that, well, see, I enjoy it on stream, but I think
but it's
I
for
think
a reason. It's a
the
job.
problem is, you know, you say get into it with the ambiance and all that. Like I have a light in my face at all times. I'm talking to people
Turn
in
it off.
chat. I'm trying to be entertaining and like have fun with it. And I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, guys, like oh my god, you know, I don't.
You're not going to do it for
Do it for the views, man.
the views.
It's just not like I don't know. I feel like at this point, the people that watch me, they know who I am and they would know that that's fake, right?
Yeah.
You could easily tell, just like most people.
See, well, that's the thing. So, like for me, I don't just sit there and I don't know. I sit there for 8 hours a night with a light in my face and I'm entertaining chat and I have 50 different things I'm paying attention to. So my focus isn't always on the game.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's what ruins the game
And
for
that's
you.
what ruins experiences for you. You need to start playing stuff outside of your job.
Yeah.
Actually go in and experience
That's
it the way
when you will enjoy stuff.
I'd agree with that.
how the designers actually meant it to be played.
I mean, I think, this brings up a really good point because, obviously we're kind of going off topic here, but like, I mean, look at Skyrim. Why is that one of your favorite games? Because you played that before you streamed. And you played that alone, doing your own thing, wherever you like, sitting on your couch, whatever you're doing, and you got to just experience that game. That's one of your favorite games of all time. So, I think they bring up a solid point. And
I mean, you're not wrong.
We're right. We
and
know
we are
we're
definitely
right.
No,
right.
I know, and I know that when I play games on stream, like my attention is, like I said, it's focused on 50 different things.
Yeah,
at
that's
once.
exactly why you play the games
you're,
you play.
You're looking at
exactly.
chat. You're looking at the camera. You're looking at the game. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to think of what to say. Like your mind's always going. I mean,
You're entertaining. You're not enjoying.
a lot of people they think streaming. Oh, you're just playing the game. Like just that's all it is.
No,
You have a camera.
there's
And
way
there's
more than that.
50 million things
Yep,
behind the
there's
scenes
way
that
more
go
than
on in your
that.
head that they don't see. But
Yeah.
And what you really need is you need to get into that state where you can enter the flow, or that's what we call in the design industry, but it's actually what you might call the zone, where you're just so into the game that everything else just fades away and you're just in the moment with the game.
see, and I know a lot of
That's
people
when you
do
really
that.
get into it.
I know a
That's
lot of
like-
people that
That's
do
what things
that. But
mean more to you.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, that being said, like I've played story games on stream and loved it.
Yeah.
You know, like I played Far Cry. Was it 5? Was the one not the newest one? Is 6 the newest one that just came out?
6 the newest one
Yeah,
came out.
but-
It's-
So I played Far Cry 5, and I mean
one
that's
with, like,
not.
The first Far Cry 5.
We played through
yeah.
the
Are you talking about the
Because
one
there
with
was, like,
the
coal-
one in Montana.
Yes.
There's
one in
like
Montana.
one after.
Yeah,
that too,
that's like
though,
the
with,
Fallout one or whatever.
like,
That's like
Is it New Dawn?
New Dawn,
Yeah,
I think.
New
right?
Dawn, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I played 5 and it was interesting.
It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the story though, and I got into it, and I liked it for what it was. But I mean, there's a lot of other story games too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
sure.
I have done that, and I'm just like, I don't know. I know we're way off topic now.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll go back to it in a bit.
Yeah, we'll circle back around. We've only been on this for like 8 minutes, so we got plenty of time. But we, I just, like I said, I feel like the horror genre in general, just it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Story games, I love story games. Like I will play them, you know, and when I
Sure.
do, I enjoy it. but with the whole thing with horror games, I just laugh.
Yeah.
It's more of a comedy.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, for sure, it's not for everyone. But you gotta know what you want to play too.
Yeah.
There's horror games that are meh, that's the vast majority, I think. And then there's horror games that are like, okay, this is a game worth playing.
Yeah.
You don't play it because it's horror. You play it because it's a good game.
Well, see, I agree with that. I get that, but it's like the same thing. You don't watch a movie because it's a horror. You watch it because it'd be a good movie. But I laugh my way through those too.
Sometimes, not so much anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I laugh my way through those.
It's a scary movie, and it's just the same old crap rehashed every single time. But, I don't know. I always mention this guy, one of the streamers that if I have time to watch, I'll watch. Excessive Profanity is his name. Mm-hmm. He does things not because it's his job or his main focus isn't entertaining people. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He enjoys that you're there. He loves if you support him and stuff, but he's there to do what he loves, and he's there for the game a lot of time.
Yeah.
He's there. He'll sit there for hours and talk to chat or whatever, and destroy stupid people with their stupid questions and he's crazy like that. It's funny, but when he's playing the game, he's there to play the game and enjoy what it is for what it is.
See, and I get that mindset definitely, but I guess I'm doing this as long as I have now. My mind is more.
And that's fine. That's totally fine.
There's two sides of it. There's the purely entertainment side, and there's the I'm here to enjoy it, and whatever people want to do, they want to do. And I feel like I'm not good enough at games for the enjoyment aspect of it. For hey, just come watch me play this game and be good at it, or just let me engross myself in the story.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I mean, you guys know me from church and everything. I talk a lot, and even this,
Everybody knows that, Jordan.
We know this very well.
I think there needs to be a better word for a lot.
The thing is, you just gotta take your
excessively. Yeah.
If you were gonna do that on stream or off stream, you just gotta what your reason for doing it can't be to entertain people.
Yeah.
It's gotta be I wanna. This is a game I've looked at or whatever.
Yeah.
I have some interest in it and I want to play it. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do. You play it to play it because you want to play that game. You want to enjoy it and see what it's about. Not because, if I talk during this moment, it'll get me views. If I say something funny here, it'll get me views.
Yeah.
People will interact in chat. I know that's the forefront of because you're streaming, obviously.
Yeah.
But that takes away some of the experience of gaming. You know?
See, usually when it comes to story-based games, though, when I do stream them, it is definitely I talk during gameplay. And I would say 9 out of 10 times I will shut up during cutscenes.
As you should.
And that, I'll throw my 2 cents in every once in a while, give slight commentary. But I mean, I still enjoy it for what it is, and I still take time to appreciate the cutscenes, and I listen to the story, and we enjoy it as a group and chat, So it's not like I'm just playing it and I'm talking through the entire thing.
Sure.
But
depending on your audience, too, they're getting the same thing that, I would say, where you're really into the character, the story. You're there to enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes chat wants that too, just without playing.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to play the game.
That actually kind of brings me into my stance in this whole the horror game genre. I was never a huge horror game guy. I watched the YouTubers. I would watch Markiplier, PewDiePie sometimes. H2 Delirious played a lot of stuff that I liked, and I watched Let's Plays of those things. But me personally, I didn't really like them, and I tried playing your Five Nights at Freddy's, and they're stupid, and I don't like jump scares.
Do those even count as horror games though? I think those are kid-centric.
Technically, yes.
No, those are definitely considered horror games. But
do you agree with me?
It's
no.
You think that they are just horror games?
They're horror games.
They're
just
horror.
not good.
I feel
they're not
good. For 5-year-olds though.
But not really.
No,
they actually got some genuine jump scares.
It's all jump scare. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
and that's not true.
There's
horror.
a little tiny bit of creepy atmosphere into it, you know. But it's jump scare, which is what a lot of people's view of horror is.
Yeah.
And I disagree completely, but
But then I didn't really have a whole lot of horror games. I wasn't into that genre that much. But then I started streaming, and just for some reason I was like, I really want to play the Resident Evil series, and I was like, I want to play Resident Evil 2 remake, and I literally bought that game to play on stream, and I did a playthrough of it on the entire thing's on my Twitch channel, but it was awesome. Yeah, it should be. Because
they delete VODs after 60 days.
Oh, after 60 days, probably not. Then I played through that game, and I did exactly kind of what you said. Like, I didn't go into it like, oh, I'm gonna do this, like, focus on chat and stuff. I'm gonna do this, just play the game and have genuine reactions, and it was awesome. I loved it, and that like made me fall in love with like Resident Evil series.
Sure.
And from there, I've wanted to play all of them since, and like I genuinely got scared in that game in a lot of moments, like when you first meet the lickers or whatever they're called.
Yep.
And like it's on the ceiling, and like you hear it right behind you, and like you just can't move. If you move too quick, then it's gonna come at you, and it's like.
Two is with Nemesis, right?
No, that's with X.
Mr. X is in 2?
Mr. X is in 2.
I thought he was in
Nemesis
4.
is in 3.
Okay.
Nemesis is 3.
I thought Mr. X was in the newer ones.
No, and that's that one too. Like when you see him for the first, when I saw him for the first time, that was crazy.
Like that's a good mechanic to get into horror games.
Yes.
Where you have this like unkillable boss.
Yeah.
That walks around.
Yeah.
And will chase you if he sees you.
And you got to sneak your way around.
And you have to. You literally have to hide.
Yeah. Like so with
they have safe rooms
with
sometimes,
X, it's he comes like halfway through the story. You're just exploring the mansion. And like you get to this point where this helicopter crashes in, and you go to the helicopter crash, and he throws the helicopter out the window, and for the rest of the game he follows you around, and so you have to avoid him.
So all you hear is just these big stomping footsteps like above you or whatever, and you like have to hide if he gets a sight of you, he'll like chase you.
So like so
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, nope, and you have to go through the whole like rest of that game. You get to like the underground like science-based stuff, and then he's gone. But like for the rest of the time you're in the mansion and stuff, you have to avoid him, and like he's just there following you.
So you have that, I don't know, that thing that you have to, that character, that obstacle, I guess, that you have to worry about. But there's also like the normal zombies everywhere too.
Yep.
And you have to avoid them. Try not to make noise. You only have limited amount of ammo and
that's
stuff like that.
That's what I love about Resident Evil 2 is the fact that it's not just run and gun.
Speed is so done.
It's literally like it's a strategy game too.
It's
like
survival horror.
Yes, you have to like. Okay, I only have 10 bullets left, and I know that I have a few zombies in this room, but I know I still have this much left of the mansion to explore, so I need to conserve my ammo. So instead of actually fighting these zombies, I'm gonna
just
run
around them.
And I know like another mechanic in I don't know if they did it in 2 or not, but I know in 1 it is a mechanic where like you have like gasoline, and there's only a limited amount of gasoline in the game to get, and zombies always come back unless you end up blowing their head off. And so if their body's laying there, they'll just randomly reanimate at some point.
Yeah.
So to make sure that they're not going to come back, you would put gas on them and burn the body, and then you would know they're not coming back. And that was kind of like a strategic thing, like, all right, is this hallway one I'm going to be visiting a lot, so should I destroy the zombies in this hallway so that I have a safer pathway around so I can explore more and do all that stuff. And that's just a really cool mechanic of Resident Evil that I love about those games. Is it's the atmosphere is awesome, and like you actually have to think about like conserving your equipment, and it's honestly like kind of realistic in that sense.
Was the pinnacle of survival horror.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's kind of gone away from that a little bit, I think, and they've tried to come back, but a lot of people don't like it, the newer games.
I've heard like 8's really good.
Biohazard, like 7 and 8. A lot of people hate 8, actually.
Oh, really?
And that's Resident Evil you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was.
I'm sure there's lots of people that love it.
Yeah.
Like, they
it looks good.
I want to
play. I want to play 7 and 8. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's probably what people think of for horror games. Like it was not specific zombie games that you'd think of that were all over, but. It was something different. It was horror survival. It did work.
Yeah.
Especially the older ones.
Yeah.
That's why I think
it dropped off after 4. Because after 4, it got to the point where it was more like
some people love 4, some didn't, and then it just like kind of went downhill.
Yeah, because then it went like into this more like anime type, like just crazy stuff happening and like more action based, and it really lost a lot of what Resident Evil did. But then I think 7 brought that back in a big way.
And I think it was just a little too late,
Yeah.
Now, would you guys, because you guys just mentioned zombies, like, would you count that as being horror? Like Call of Duty zombies?
No.
You wouldn't at all?
No. Like,
even though
zombies in general, like the whole, lore of zombie and, like, the history of it, I would call that horror.
Okay. But you wouldn't say that,
it's scary.
I did generally get I get scared easily, but, like, I did generally get scared when I play Call of Duty Zombies by myself, because like I would always like hear them and like run away, and like I die like way too early because I was terrible at the game.
Dude,
I wouldn't call that. I wouldn't call that horror.
No,
okay.
Not call it.
There's a lot more to horror than just the monster.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, just he mentioned killing zombies, and
sure. You should play.
You guys
I think
consider that?
You would like Resident Evil.
You think so?
I think so. It'd be something.
It's different than
like we were
what
saying.
played. Yeah.
Play it for enjoyment first. Yeah. Before you even try putting it on stream, and then you can always go back to it on stream if you're going to fake the emotions
stream
anyway.
It, like make something challenging or whatever. Like you can play it on the hardest difficulty. That'll give you something to grind for.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I like I said, it's probably one of the most enjoyable things I've done on my stream, is playing through that game. Like it was really just fun to just go through, experience the game live with other people. I didn't really pay attention to chat like a ton, but like every now and then I'd look over. But for the most part, I focused on the game, and all my reactions were genuine. I didn't like fake, oh no, this stuff happened. Like I genuinely, like when I got jump scared or whatever, I genuinely got jump scared, and it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed it, and it was a good game. It was a really good game.
So I feel like most people that are going to be watching this back on YouTube or whatever, I'd say most of them would probably know my Twitch channel. Do you want to plug yours super quick, just so that way, since you're talking about it, people can?
I can. I'm not going to be able to stream for a little bit longer, but it's
still go follow.
Yeah, it's Cobalt Blue 1861. I'll stream once I get back into streaming various stuff, mainly Pokemon, but like we're saying, I play horror games like Resident Evil, stuff like that. But yeah, and then
least favorite color.
Yeah. What's kind of funny is I was playing No Man's Sky the other night, or last night was it? It was last night I found it, and there's a mineral called cobalt.
Yeah,
and I was mining it, and I was like, God, I hate this thing. I don't think anyone got it. That's like funny. No one in chat got what I was referencing. I was like, God, this stuff sucks.
That's funny. That's funny. I like that.
Before we move on, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Silent Hill a little bit.
Oh, most assuredly.
Yes.
Silent Hill is, I think, the best of horror.
I would
ever.
concur. I concur.
Silent Hill is a pretty storied game, series by Konami. They haven't made one in a while. There's thoughts of them coming back to it, but we'll see.
I think I've actually played Silent Hill.
I'm trying to think. Fantastic.
Konami make pachinko machines of it for sure.
They did.
Konami's.
If you want good story, thought-provoking, just mysterious story for horror, go to Silent Hill. It's great.
Okay. I've never really gotten into it, but I've wanted to, and like.
And a lot of the mythos behind it.
I would love to see I would love to see like the remake they were going to do, like the PT, what PT was,
Silent Hills.
And then like they ended up having like Norman Reedus in it, but then that became
dropped and everything. Yeah,
but then that became
Death Stranding.
Kind of, well, Norman Reedus went to Death Stranding.
They ended up using him for that role.
Yeah, Silent Hill. If it's probably the best at creating atmosphere.
Oh, most assuredly.
Okay.
Like. It's just the environment. You're afraid of what's not there, of what could be there. Like, that's scary. That's horror. Just the atmosphere, the music, everything you go into. It's so eerie.
And the pacing.
The pacing, very good. Like, you're trying to piece things together. It doesn't tell you what you need to do. Like, you have to figure it out. Yeah. That kind of difficulty to it, but, like, even just like the simple map system where you find like a paper map on the ground, that's your map of like a town or a building or whatever. You go find stuff and then you make marker spots on it, like, oh, this is crossed out, locked door, can't go there, whatever, that kind of thing. Okay. That was just, at the time, that was pretty revolutionary. It didn't really happen, but you don't think anything of that nowadays, but it just added so much to the game. The monsters were just freaking crazy. But and the most frustrating mechanic ever, but probably the thing that gave that game the most, was the camera angles.
Dude, that's a severely underrated aspect of video games.
They made the camera angles to be the most frustrating. They made them specifically for you to hate them. Because you'll be walking through a hallway and it'll shift like 6 times to different camera angles and end up on one where you're walking towards nothingness. You can't see what's in front of you.
See, now, I get that, but when they're switching, that actually
I over exaggerate a little bit. They don't switch that much.
Okay, I was gonna say because that would
feels
bug me.
like
it.
Feels
like
that wouldn't be that'd just be obnoxious, and I would actually just want to shut the game off because of that.
Well, you see, the thing is it reaches a point where
drastic.
when you're walking into it, you have no idea what's in front of you.
Yeah, they do,
and that
to the
messes
point where,
with you.
Okay.
Or we get to a certain room where there's a battle or something that it's just an awkward angle where maybe if you're on controller, you don't necessarily. It's like weird how you move in because of the angle and how the controller like directionals work.
Mm-hmm.
It just adds another. I don't know.
So is it kind of like the
challenge?
Is it kind of like the original like Resident Evil where it had like the just kind of set like we walked
a
in
lot
room,
of it, yes.
and then it was
not
just
the
like
newer
a set
games,
camera
but
angle?
the older ones, yes.
Yeah,
and it was just a fascinating. Sorry, game with how they just made everything unknown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's darkness or the ever-present fog or ash that never goes away in the town, you can't see more than like 10, 15 feet in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what's going on, what's going to be there, and it's so limited to like engagements of the enemy in in the old ones. But you're always worried that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like it's the fear of what is or what could be more than what is,
Yeah.
And that's true horror to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And like they add the way just about in every one of the games, the only way something is amiss that might happen is a radio static. Like you ever always have like a mobile phone or a radio that you find, and it will just start making static noise, white noise, when something is around.
That still makes me shudder to this day thinking about it.
You're walking in a dark hallway, and it pivots the camera angle so you can't see where you're walking, but you have to go this way. And then your radio starts going static. So something's in front of you, but you can't see it. Like it's literally so well done. Like I can't say enough good things about the Silent Hill series. And I don't want to play them. Like that's how good it is.
Like seriously, they are terrifying.
Legitimately scare you.
Yeah. Do you guys want to move on then? Because it's been another 25 minutes. So we are really
did like
just,
2 topics there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, we're just really kind of
Yeah.
Pyramid Head, the scariest monster ever.
Yeah.
Oh, agree.
So